Okay, so now let's apply some of these odd groupings and phrasing ideas to the double pedal. If you use the pedal, some of these ideas apply to the single pedal, but if you use a double pedal, you're perhaps used to thinking in terms of groups of 2, 4, 6 note with the hands or feet to play phrases such as this. But we can really expand on that by taking a rhythmic figure and turning it into a phrase that we play between the hands and feet. So let's just take something simple, just the figure that we started off with looking at the single stroke. So just this figure, play it on the snare. 2, 3, 4. If now, whilst playing that, we fill in the spaces on the bass drum, we get something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All we need to do now to get a 30-second note phrase is to then fill in the upbeat 30-second notes with the left hand. So again, I'll start with the figure on the snare, fill in the bass drum, and then I'll start adding the opposite side. Sound like this. Let's pick a different figure. Let's put some more notes in on the snare drum. So let's take something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A figure like that, in comparison to the first figure, you'll be able to move around the kit so much easier because the feet are only playing a single note each, or a group of 2 if you like. And so those kind of figures will go really quickly around the kit. I'll just play that same figure, just moving it around the toms. So once again. We can apply that approach to pretty much any figure. Let's take a Mozambique cowbell pattern. And we can also do the same thing through triplets. Let's take an Afro-Cuban 6/8 bell pattern. So let's apply some odd groupings to this phrasing idea. If a group of 3, we could play like this. Again, add in the opposite side. A group of 5, we could play like this. And groups of 7. So now we can play all kinds of phrases that, whatever comes to mind really, over the beat and over the bar line by using those different combinations of 3s, 5s and 7s. For example, I play a couple sort of 2-bar fill using the groups of 5. Or using the groups of 3. One thing I always try and do when I play those phrases is to make sure that I end with a 3-note group on the feet. Just means that I'm able to play a crash in the right hand as I finish the fill, as opposed to finishing on the snare drum, which always sounds back to front to me. So here's what happens if you finish on the snare drum. As opposed to and one final thing you can try with these odd groupings are some crossovers. So if we take the group of 5, I'll just play it with the right foot for the minute, we would get this. So once more. Combined with the double pedal, we'd get this. I'll play it slowly at first. The 7-note grouping will also work that way as well. So again, just explaining on a fairly straightforward idea, phrasing the ideas between the feet by using those odd groupings of 3s, 5s and 7s.